Everybody, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia. Happy breakfast and welcome.
Yeah!
Nom 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 nom. Nom nom.
Good morning,
Nom, nom,
everybody.
nom,
Well, or if you're in Europe, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
And if you're in Asia, go to bed.
But feel free to eat breakfast at any time.
Sure, because
Don't let society tell you when you may fry eggs and consume them, or perhaps a nice bowl of Wheaties or something. You know. Like
this is making me happy. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, welcome to our weekly show in which we talk about board games and all sorts of things. If you like our shows, right now we're running a fundraiser for the Dice Tower at dicetowerkickstarter.com. And thank you to everyone who was involved with that. We got stuff coming. We got game shows, we got news, we got contributors, and also news, because that's what's next. Let's get started. Alrighty, lots of big news now. This is the beginning of the year, so people start announcing stuff like,
right.
hey, guess what we're doing in 2020?
I don't know.
So first, Netflix is gaming news. I should be more specific.
Netflix is announcing something?
No, that
That would be cool if it was a...
that should have been one of my predictions, like some
Netflix is going to do a gaming thing.
that corresponds with one of their licenses. Although I did see a trailer for Lock and Key for Netflix that's coming out yesterday, and I know there was a board game based on Lock and Key, I think, from Cryptozoic.
I think so, right,
which is the only way I had ever heard of it. Anyway.
I'm still waiting for the Great British Board Game Designing Show.
All right, Kickstarter's live. That's big news. But we already mentioned that, so we won't bludgeon you over the head with that.
All right.
Let's talk about Marvel!
Ooh.
All right, so in a fairly big surprise, Eric Lang has been hinting for a while that he had something up his sleeve, and Marvel United. Now, this is a mix
Yes.
between two companies, Come On and Spin Master.
Okay.
Spin Master is the one who's been doing all the Marvel games, Hail Hydra and the Wakanda Forever.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so they've been doing all these games. That's all we know. We know
also that they are adorable chibi figures.
Yeah, like if you see Ultron coming out, you're like, ah.
Oh, he's a cutie. Look at that big old robot head.
I curious
like the look.
when we're going to get a board game that comes out that does not feature the main characters from the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I think you mean that features other characters.
That's what I'm saying. That in this one, there's one in the very top corner. That's Taskmaster. He has not yet shown up in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Taskmaster is coming up in Black Widow.
Oh, really?
It's the person with the bow in the trailer.
I didn't know that. Taskmaster's special ability is he can immediately get your style and match it.
Yes, that's who that is.
Okay. Well, never mind then.
So that's coming. It's not out, but maybe they knew that already and they put them in there. But yeah, I don't know. I think you're right. There's so much there to draw from. I mean, it would be silly to not use what's out there in popular culture right now from the movies and put it in there. I'm excited about this. I like the look. It is supposed to be a brand new design. This is not a repackaging of, Arcadia Quest or anything like that. It's supposed to be a new concept. So I'm psyched to check it out. Yeah,
I am. Now that I'm looking at the picture, that sure looks like they are using the art. The art style is the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That's the way they dress in the cinematic universe, especially like Captain America, for example.
Right.
That's his. Then again, they changed the comics to match, so
yeah.
Whatever. I'm excited about this, but I would like to know more info.
Would you like to know more?
I'm doing my part. Pandasaurus Games has changed their logo. The previous logo, stores complained that you could not see what it was. It was not recognizable. Now they've changed it. I like the new logo. The coloring looks like Board Game Geek helped them design it.
I like the It kind of looks like a lizard with a toupee. I'm not sure what I'm looking at, but it's a cool. It's clean. There's no denying that it is a clean, iconic look to it, and I'm partial to that style. I think this is a good logo.
New game coming from.
By the way, lizard with a toupee. Don't take that. I'm copywriting that.
that's his new band.
That's right.
It's Z, a lizard with a toupee. All right, Tekhenu. We're continuing the games that start with T that Tom can't pronounce trend from Board and Dice. Maybe I'll get this one better.
Are they doing this on purpose to mess with you? Think?
That would be a really very specific thing to sit there going. I doubt that's. But they are all starting with a T.
What's the other one?
We have Teotihuacan and then Trismegistus.
Oh, Trismegistus or whatever. Yeah, right.
And then this one now.
You're right.
Now this one, it's all about this obelisk. It's in the middle of the game board, and it's moving its shadow around. Now I'm assuming from reading it that it's a game mechanism, not an actual shadow. But what's cool about this one is it's designed by Daniele Tassini and David Terzi, who did Anachrony.
Yes.
And then Teotihuacan, they're going together. And this is a dice drafting game.
That's cool.
Set in ancient Egypt. That is amazing artwork, by the way, on the cover. That's really cool.
I do like the ancient Egypt theme, trappings. I like the dice drafting. Yeah, we'll see how heavy this is. They are trending up, surprisingly, because already I thought Teotihuacan was really heavy. And then the Trismegistus, I've heard, is heavier.
Yeah.
This, I hear, once you put it down on a table, you will not be able to pick it back up.
It actually sucks other games into its orbit. But no, this game is coming out this summer, or maybe even spring. We'll see what time exactly. We have promos for this in our Kickstarter. Ooh. Z mentioned this in one of our recent lists, but got him excited. Targi, the expansion, is coming out in English.
I'm ridiculously psyched to get my hands on this.
Now, this has been out for a few years now.
It's been out for a while, more than a few years, I want to say, because in German, it's been. I honestly think in German it came out and went out of print. That's how long it's been out.
Well, nowadays that actually isn't a long period of time.
Several months. No, I am very excited to finally get this in English and give it a play.
We just know we don't know anything. It's just coming out in 2020.
Cool.
But Dune is also has an expansion because 2 to 6 players wasn't enough. This adds 2 new houses that are mortal enemies, the Ixians and another T word I can't pronounce.
Are these from the novels?
Well, I thought about this. I didn't go search it up, but I don't remember them. Maybe they're from the sequels. I don't know.
Sure, okay.
It doesn't say on the box, and I would like to. I need to figure this out. Does it now go to 8 players, or do you just pick 6 of the factions if you're playing with a full one?
Right.
One of them's a cyborg. That's the Ixians, or the guy is a leader of cyborgs, which is interesting because if I remember anything about Dune, they're opposed to cyborgs. That's why they trained those Mendats, the guys who were people computers.
Right.
You don't know what I'm talking about. All right.
I sure do. I love Dune.
A new movie's coming out for this soon, too.
Oh, I can't wait for all that sand.
Sting better have a cameo, is all I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying, too. He better be there just for a moment. I want to hear one guitar lick when he walks across the screen.
Tales from the Crucible. This is a book on the Keyforge world, which is kind of weird because the Keyforge world looks like a ridiculous just throw everything in a box world, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, now...
And this is fiction from it?
Yes, this is fiction from Aconite, which is the fiction writing subsidiary of Asmodee Entertainment.
Okay.
This is, I think it's 9 short stories from 8 different authors. And it's a way to... So this kind of lets them do what they want. They're like, here's a character. I'll do what I want, you know what I mean? And
sure, I guess. Okay. This I'm not excited about. I like Keyforge quite a bit. I've never been jonesing to know more about the world other than the pictures, and I'm like, that's good enough.
It looks like a silly cartoon more than any kind of world.
Sure.
All right, we'll see.
All right, cool.
All right, we got news from Matago. 3 pieces of news. First of all, Kemet, Blood and Sand. Remember earlier I talked about Kemet had 1.5 edition rules? Well, that was a prequel to Kemet, Blood and Sand. This is the second edition of Kemet. Bigger miniatures are going to be in this game. It's going to go beyond the 1.5 rules. Free from the constraints of existing components, they said. A bigger map, other twists and turns involved in it. We've known about this for a while because I guess they told Sam.
Okay.
And Sam was like, oh, Kemet 2.0, and then I forgot about it. But here it is.
All right, cool.
Also an expansion for Captain Silver, for
Treasure
Island called Captain Silver.
Yes.
Revenge Island. He looks pretty annoyed with life.
And then
he ends up in jail again. And then finally,
here we go.
Another expansion for Seven Wonders Duel called Agora. That's the name of the new one.
Yes.
This is coming out at Essenspiel later on this year, so it's a long time away. Cathala says, this time we're with the Senate, with senators struggling to pass decrees in various chambers unless they prefer to hatch dark plots.
So it's basically the Phantom Menace in Seven Wonders Duel. It's all that, you remember all that good tension, that Senate tension? It's the best part of that movie.
Got it. You're looking forward to that, don't lie.
To what?
The expansion.
To the Phantom Menace?
No.
Oh, to Seven Wonders Duel, you betcha.
This ain't 1999 all over again.
Oh, I'm really looking forward to it, yeah.
Ride the Rails. This is the second in the line from Capstone Games. The first one was Irish Gauge.
Yes.
Remember that came through. So this is the second one. That's a really pretty cover.
Yeah, they're very nice companion pieces, too, with the first one being largely green, and then this one has that predominantly yellowish orange look. They look good. They're neat covers.
This is actually
they look like posters.
This is actually an older game from Winsome Games. Remember that company?
Yeah,
John
yeah.
Bauer. It's actually designed by him. Oh, Harry Wu is not his actual name. It's John Bauer. That's a pseudonym for him. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. And Ian O'Toole is involved with this one. So if you like the first one, you'll like the second one, I'm sure. SpyCon. There's a convention for spies, and everyone's wearing a costume, but you don't know who your source is. So you need to find your spy by listening and talking to the visitors. Anyway, it's a storytelling detective game. It's from the folks who made Spyfall. The spy in their team uses a special keyword and things. I actually don't. They explained it to me at the con, and when they explained it, it's fantastic, and I've since forgot everything they told me.
Right.
Also, promos for this are on her Kickstarter. But I'm really pumped about it because I like Spyfall.
That sounds like a high concept party game.
I don't care if it's a ridiculous theme because Spyfall was already a ridiculous theme.
Yeah, it's fun.
New versions of Rococo and Kanban are coming from Eagle Gryphon. So they decided to make a deluxe edition. It was originally in a Ticket to Ride size box. This, I would assume, is in the same size as On Mars and their other games.
These are cool covers.
And Kanban, they are. Kanban is interesting because this is a reprint of Kanban Automated Revolution. This is Kanban EV. But if you remember, Kanban Automated Revolution was published by Stronghold Games.
Oh, okay.
Somehow the rights went to Eagle Gryphon. I guess Lacerda has just moved into just that one company.
All right.
So,
cool.
From what I understand, he has a lot of creative control over his games, and him and Ian O'Toole working together is a pretty potent combination. I liked Rococo. That version looks great.
Yeah.
I mean,
Those are
the
really
original Rococo was
striking
okay,
covers.
but that one looks amazing. So, all right. In surprising news, a new expansion for Dominion is coming.
That is kind of surprising, but so was the last time.
This one's called Dominion Menagerie. It's with animals. So I'm okay with this because I like Dominion a lot. So I'm looking forward to more expansions for it. This is the 13th one.
Wow.
400 cards, 30 new kingdom cards, horses that save a draw for later, exile mats that cards can be sent to and rescued from. I'm less excited about that because having this other thing is just another thing. We already have the island that was used for was it one card maybe?
The island? I guess I don't know what that is. Okay, it's
That
okay.
was from...
I stopped a while ago.
Yeah. Anyway, then also events. If you liked events, that was something that was in one of the expansions. They're back. And ways that give actions another option. I don't even know what that means. Donald Baccarino writes really weird descriptions of his games.
All right.
It's cool. Art looks
Dominion. More
Ish.
Dominion.
This one is going to be huge, I think, really.
Yeah.
Because, first of all, it's a great cover. And it's Mariposas, I think is how you pronounce it. This is from Elizabeth Hargrave, from Wingspan. This one's with AEG. AEG has done a really good job at almost all All their new games in the past several years have been phenomenally, and they definitely put a lot of effort into them. That combined with Elizabeth Hargrave is a good combo.
Yeah, and it's a good-looking cover, but also the board looks engaging.
She's going to be known as the ruler of animal games soon at this rate.
Yeah, it's very neat. This looks exciting.
I'm pretty pumped about this. Unfortunately, you got to wait to quarter 3.
All right.
So it's a 2 to 5 player design, 45 to 75 minutes. But I'm pretty pumped about this one. It says it's a quarter 3 release, but when I read the AEG announcement about this, they seem to say this is one of the games that people would get in that big box at Gen Con. I might be wrong, but it felt like they were leaning towards that. So, well, we'll see.
We don't know. We don't know. Don't quote us on that yet. I don't want everybody rushing out to get that box at Gen Con, and then it's only, miscut smash-up expansions or something.
Miscut?
That's not a thing. That's not a thing.
Okay. And then finally, Fantasy Flight Interactive is shutting down, or has shut down. And as far as we can tell, so has their role-playing department.
Yeah,
so
that's crazy.
That's actually bigger. This one never really did a whole lot. There was the Lord of the Rings card game, which I think was even different somewhat than the game itself.
That's what I've heard. I never did play it, but I've heard it was a little bit different from the physical card game.
Yeah, so the role-playing thing's a bigger deal. A lot of people were involved in that.
Yeah, that is bad news, and this involved a lot of firings and letting people go, so that's very unfortunate.
Yeah, and we don't know a whole lot. There's been no technical official announcement except that the person who ran this department said it was shutting down. So that was official. And someone who worked in the RPG department also said that that was happening there. So we'll know more as time goes by. We'll have to wait and see. Alrighty, let's jump to Kickstarter news.
Hello everyone, the holidays are here, and what are we going to talk about? Kickstarters, of course. Where are you going to spend all that holiday cash at? Featured this week, we have Deep Space D6 Armada by Talator Games that takes 1 to 4 rebels and pits them against an evil space federation for 60 to 90 minutes, as players will be working cooperatively across the universe to hire heroic crew members, take on challenging missions, and fend off the Federation's attacks by rolling and assigning crew dice to use their abilities, and of course, upgrading that sweet, sweet space ride of yours. This dice placement game starts at $48. Speaking of entertaining yourself in the lonely depths of space, we have Warp's Edge by Renegade Games Studio, which is for one pilot who is not ashamed to admit they're just an introvert looking for a great space story for 30 to 45 minutes, as you'll be immersed in the game's included novella that changes the game's setup for your pilot who's taking on the mothership a few chits at a time in this bag building game that challenges your pilot to manage their resources while trying to build a better resource bag before the warp drive kicks in and sends you back in time to do it all over again. This single player space game starts at $35. And lastly, we have Throne of Allegoria, the Queen's Edition by Game Brewer, who calls for 2 to 4 champions of the realm to become the next monarch for 60 to 120 minutes, as players will be secretly bidding on actions to carry out and then deploying soldiers, merchants, and spies across the battlefield, all while trying to complete secret objectives and win over the support of the people in this worker placement game that starts at $69. So if you want to check out those, then go to gloryhound.com and we will hook you guys up. Other than that, I hope everybody has a safe and happy holiday season.
You know, when I was young, I used to buy those Task Force games or the Ogre, Steve Jackson's Ogre game that cost like $3, you know, and they were just so fun to buy because it was a small, neat package, you know. Oh, so cute! Please stop doing that. Doing what? That. Oh, what are you saying? The thing. Why'd you go for? Let me take care of him. I'll give him a good shellacking. Can we get on with the show now? We are the show. Yeah. I found another company. Microgame Design Group from BC, Canada. The guy prints it at his own house. It's personalized service. Check it out. Clavius, the First Lunar War. This is happening in 2038, so it's sci-fi. Obviously, it's a tactical game, man-to-man, right? See the white of his eyes? Plus, It's happening between the Americans and the Russian-European Federation. So you're fighting on the moon. What you get with Clavius is a map, 240 counters, and player aids. Also, a rule book, which is not very long, of about 3 or 4 pages. The rest are scenarios. And it's got all the regular stuff, line of sight, terrain, what it costs to go through the trees or the mountains. Plus, it's got something else called zone of control. That means that if the enemy is around your 6 hexes and you're in the middle, well, you're in their house. So a fight ensues. You're my house. Get out of my house. That's zone of control. And in the 1980s, this game, Clavius, was actually a task force game. How cool is that? And he's got another game called Solar Marine Tactical Warfare in the Solar System. That means you go far out into Jupiter, and you fight wars on Jupiter's moons. And on their moons, sometimes there's methane lakes. Fart lakes. Paul, what are you saying? Show him, Paul. Let it rip. In another solar system called Barnard Star, we meet extraterrestrials for the first time we make contact. And they're called the Neronians. And what do the Neronians look like? Well, about 1-foot cockroaches. They're so ugly we have to start a war. All those games were designed by Kerry Anderson. Now, what I'm trying to get at is this next game. Check it out. You know, you're probably all confused and you're saying, this is not a war game. It's not a war game. Pfft. It's a firefighter war game. You're fighting fires in the woods. Well, Kerry Anderson's pretty smart, so he uses all his tricks and magic to turn a war game into a firefighter war game. And you know what? In the end, you learn all the concepts about wargaming. Weather, line of sight, height. So in this game, you're a big chief firefighter, right? So you have a budget, and you do resource management in this game. You have to allocate money to buy helicopter time, airplane time. You gotta pay your guys. You gotta feed your guys. And you see, it's psychological. Here, you're fighting fires, and he's using war game mechanics to do so, and resource management mechanics. In this game, you get 4 maps, a rulebook of 5.5 pages long, nothing, and 240 tokens, examples of play, and player aids, and you're not gonna pay $150! Remember, these publishings are a one-man show. So basically from him to you. I find that kind of special. MDG, check them out. And please, if you want to know more about war games, check out my channel, No Enemies Here. Ciao.
Showdown! It's about to get real.
Yeah. So Roy wanted off the show.
Not true.
He couldn't take the showdown heat.
All right, so today we have a guest entrance, Melody Vassal, for a couple more years. Mm-hmm. She's leaving the Vassal family, apparently.
She's about to whoop us all is what's going to happen right now in this game.
Yeah, well, Melody's engaged, so we'll see how that works out in this game. I don't know where I'm going with this thread. Okay, so this game's very similar to last week's game, actually. It's all about board games, though, this week. I'm going to give you 4 board games. And a very, very brief description of each.
Okay.
And then you will pick which of those board games does not exist.
Oh, I like where this is headed.
Okay? However...
I'm an expert at this, you know.
However, there's a possibility that they all exist. And there's the possibility that none of them exist.
So we pick that.
You can pick. There's 6 things to pick.
None are real, all are real, or one of 3.
One is fake.
4.
1 of 4. Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I'm also, to be clear, it is not necessarily true that all those options exist.
What now?
Bro, what?
What I mean is when we get to the end and you say, well, he hasn't done the none of them are real.
Oh, yeah, no, I got you. Yeah,
We're not
no.
trying to meta this. We'll
No, you will try to meta it. You lie.
I don't meta
All right.
much.
Okay, so
It doesn't matter to me.
you get 1 point if you're correct, and 3 points if you are correct, and no one else picks the same game as you.
Done.
Or the same answer.
Done. Here we go.
Also, whoever is behind in points may ask a question about one of the games in round 2.
Can we add
A
more
clarifying
Are you giving
question.
us just titles or a little description?
A very short description.
All right, can I open my computer? Or
You may not. All right.
Can that be my question if I fall behind?
So we'll start with frogs here. So here are the 4 games.
Thematic. There's themes. Okay.
First of all,
Snapple.
Froggy Fractions. This is a game in which you are basically trying to find the corner of the pond. It's a fractions strategy game. Then we have Flying Kung Fu Frogs. This is where there are spinning platforms and you're trying to launch your frogs onto those platforms. Then we have Fried Frog. Here you're trying to be the last frog standing, chef trying to fry up all the frogs in the restaurant, you're trying to push the other frogs in. And then Tap the Frog, which is a family-friendly game in which you are bouncing balls and trying to have them land in a box. So again, the games are Froggy Fractions, Flying Kung Fu Frogs, Fried Frog, Tap the Frog. You may pick any of those, or you may pick none of them are real, or all of them are real. Melody, you're first.
I'm gonna say that the fried frogs is not real.
Melody says the fried frog's not real. Mike.
This is the freedom and freeze category, right? I don't think any of these are real. I think all of these came from the mind of Tom.
Come on, man. That's what I was gonna say.
You still can.
Jump on the showdown bandwagon, man. If you want to win.
They all sound super fake.
Super fake.
I want to do something different. I'll say
All
the
right.
Froggy Fractions is Fraggle Rock.
Well, let's take a look at your thing here, first of all. Froggy Fractions, the fraction strategy
Technology.
All right, put it on my wish list.
game. It says, be aware that other frogs will not make it easy for you, so get croaking.
Oh.
That's lovely. All right.
Also, Flying Kung Fu Frogs is an actual game.
Master the Frog.
I actually want this game now.
Yeah. Dice Tower Library.
Huh.
That
Okay.
looks somewhat fun, right?
Yeah, sure. No, it does. All right, yeah.
And then Tap the Frog, which is a German game.
So that frog cooking thing
So
is fake.
Fried Frog is fake.
Wow.
Yes.
We have
That
a
is
ringer.
3 points for Melody.
Oh, man, I knew this was a mistake.
Just got crushed.
Come back in here, Roy.
Right.
We're getting killed.
We need
All
someone
right,
we can
well, we're
beat.
going to stick with the animal theme here.
It just reminded me of another frog game.
One of these
that
better
was
be
in the-
about
Mike,
several donkeys.
I'll let you pick the next animal.
Okay. I could just pick an animal?
Uh-huh.
Dolphins.
Okay, so dogs is our next category.
All right.
I was thinking dog. All right.
All right, so here are the 4 games. So, Mike, your answer was the worst since you said none of them were
That's
real.
true,
So
that's
you
true.
can ask one clarifying question about one of the games.
Okay.
Hopefully it's the fake one that I have to
Yeah.
then make up on the spot.
Got it.
All right.
I used to do this where I made it up on the spot, but I wasn't very good at that, so now I've written stuff down. Or maybe they're all fake.
Oh.
Or maybe they're all not.
Oh.
All right, here we go. First one is Naughty Dogs. Another family-friendly game in which dogs are tearing off clothes off a wash line.
Oh, okay. I was worried where that was going.
Hot
Okay.
Dogs. This is a hot dog show where you're trying to be the worst,
W-O-U-R,
yes,
yeah,
in
yeah.
show.
Okay.
Dogs of the Galaxies. Intergalactic dog breeds, and you're describing these dogs without showing them. And Wiener Dog Nationals. You are trying to have the best wiener dog in contests, not limited to running, receiving pets, and sheer cuteness.
Okay.
You could ask one clarifying question.
All right.
Get 'em.
I may not know these
I was
questions.
going to say, how much information do you have? What year was that last one released? The Wiener Dog.
I don't have that information.
Okay. All right. I think these are all real games.
Okay, Mike says they're all real.
My
Okay,
answer.
Z?
I'm going to say that Wiener Dog special Saturday morning cartoon thing is fake. The last one.
Okay, Melody?
Actually, I was gonna say they're all real too.
You
So
can
I'm
still.
I'm gonna stick with that one. That was my first thought.
Alrighty.
I feel like I'm
How's
losing.
it feel?
I feel like I might be losing this
All right,
game.
first of all, Naughty Dogs. This is another one that looks actually a little fun there.
kinda
It looks like a looping Louie, but you're
Yeah.
trying to get them to grab the stuff off the
okay,
wash
I see
sign
it, I
there.
see it.
It's cute.
It's like a weird Hungry Hippos meets Lupin Louie.
Yeah.
Hot Dogs, which has extremely disturbing art.
What?
Wow, that cover. That is horrifying.
Oh, that is not okay for you to suggest I'm eating an actual dog.
What kind of fever dream have we stumbled into?
Kill me, please.
And we
Get out of my
have
misery. I'm in
Dogs of the Galaxies.
Oh boy.
Come
That
on.
cover doesn't evoke
The
much
last
confidence.
one's
does it?
that is terrifying stuff, man.
Descending
The
on
last one is
mankind.
not real. It's not real.
And that's it.
Yes!
I was a little worried
Yeah,
about
man.
that
Talk
wiener dog.
about wiener. What was it?
Wiener Dog Nationals.
Come on, man.
Say
Get
the
out of here.
description.
Okay,
Man, that's
you
what got
may
me.
you may joke on this. So I'm not super creative. So I looked up weird movies. There is a movie called Wiener Dog Nationals.
No, I have the film, but I knew
have the
that
Blu-ray.
IP.
You do not.
That IP had not been purchased.
Yeah, you have the
for
Criterion edition of
distribution.
that. Yeah.
Yes, Criterion
All right.
Collection.
Pick a different animal, Mike.
Oh my goodness, none of these are gonna matter. Let's go with butterflies.
Pigs is what we were going with. All righty.
Let's not even try. It's good.
All right.
Here we go. Are you ready?
Yes, yeah, sure.
I'm ready.
Yeah, we're ready.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure I'm ready anymore.
I don't
All
know
right.
what to expect.
First one is Piggity Pig. It's a children's game about visiting Miss Piggity and her friends. Civil War Pigs, a lighthearted game that uses plastic infantry guys, thus pigs.
A lighthearted game about the Civil War.
Tequila Pigs. This is the same as Pass the Pigs, but there's 3 of them instead of 2. Mighty Pig Tug, where there's a tug of war and the pigs are pulling back and forth. You're first again, Mike.
All this makes me think is that there needs to be a game called Tequila Mockingbirds, but I digress.
Ooh, that's clever.
That's good.
Right?
That's it.
Not
Call-
Delicio.
It's
Oh, sorry, it's not
It's not
the-
DiGiorno.
All right. I was so confused, or I was so caught up with that Tequila Mockingbirds thing. I lost. Okay, I'm going to say that the. Can I just have the titles again, really quick?
All right, Piggity Pig, Civil War Pigs, Tequila Pigs, and Mighty Pig Tug.
I think the Tequila Pigs is fake.
All right,
I don't know what tequila has to do with that.
Melody.
I'm gonna say.
When do I pick?
Well, you're gonna be last because you won the last round.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna say they're all real.
All real.
I'm gonna say they're all fake.
Ooh. You think he came up with Civil War Pigs?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I did not come up with Civil War.
Look at it. Yes, it's so good.
Like, who decided this was a game? Anyway,
Wow.
basically, it's published as a booklet of rules only. You even have to supply your own
Supply your own
army men.
pigs.
Yeah, man. It's BYOP. Bring your own pigs.
Tequila Pigs is a game.
Man. Oh,
The classic bar game. That's about the best picture I could get, folks. Sorry.
classic game you've never heard of. Okay.
I want to know
sure.
what kind of combinations they're having of 3 pigs.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
And Mighty Pig Tug. This is where you are pulling back and forth across the mud pit with pigs. This one looks like a game people would actually buy, I think, as opposed to the other two.
Sure.
And that's it. There is no Piggity Pig. No points for anyone.
Man, piggity pig.
I thought someone would
That's
be
a
trying
stupid name anyway.
They're all kind of dumb.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Civil
You
War
can't
Pig,
go
I
on
mean,
that.
That's a great name, though. I mean,
Civil War Pigs. It just sounds like someone who's anti-war.
Yeah.
kinda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
All right, let's move to a what do animals do, Mike? Pick something that animals do.
There's so many directions you can go in here.
Eat.
They
Lowest common denominator.
they eat.
Okay, so pooping is that comes after eating.
All right.
So here are 4 games about pooping.
Oh.
Okay,
This I got.
Oh, yeah.
first one is
I've
all
written
real.
articles about
don't
this.
poop on my lawn. Okay, so in
This
this,
is a game.
yes.
Okay, I'm
not a
just making
directive,
sure this
okay.
is not like.
Yeah.
This is a game in which you have a beautiful lawn and you don't want dogs to poop in it. Okay.
Sure, of course.
The next one is dog poop. This is the opposite of the first one, where you actually want to poop in other people's lawn. The next one is Ninja Pooper on the Beach. And this is a game in which you are trying to poop on the beach without anyone noticing. And then we
What
have,
do we do without the ninja?
we have Poopy Head. And this is just a quick speed game where you play cards like toilet, turd, and toilet paper as fast as you can. Mike,
I want them all to be real so bad.
is that your pick?
Yeah, you know what? I have 0 points. Let's go all in.
So Mike saes they're all real.
Yeah, right. And if the Ninja Beach poop
No,
is
okay,
I'm
no,
making it today.
okay. I have to have some semblance of faith in humanity.
See,
Ninja pooping on the beach is not real.
Melody.
If it's not, it will be by the end
What
of
was
the
the
day.
last one? Poopy head?
Poopy head.
Yeah, that's the one I'm picking.
Okay, Melody picks poopy head. All right,
That's
here
all
we
something
go.
you'd make up.
First one. Don't poop on my lawn.
That's also my welcome.
This is adapted to be the first neighbor to lay out 6 grass carts and build a beautiful poop-free lawn.
All right, got it.
Yeah.
Dog poop. This is the best picture I could find.
It's a made-up game then.
No, it's
No,
not.
you googled dog cartoon.
No, I did it. I looked it up.
That dog is so pleased with himself.
Who's the designer? Maybe we shouldn't say that publicly. I don't want to
Stefan.
shame anybody.
Ah!
Oh man, come on.
This was Kickstarted. This is an actual game that was Kickstarted. It definitely is a.
a game?
It's a stupid but funny card game. You are to be the first ninja pooper who poops without getting caught. Your deck is made up of cards that force your opponent to put down multiple cards by attack cards, detecting other poopers' secret spaces, or skipping the next player's turn. I'm going to actually not read the next part.
Yeah.
All right, I think I got it. Jeez, all right.
No, I think
then-
you got this one.
Poopy Head. In Poopy Head, if you make a mistake, you have to put poop on your head.
This one I've seen at like
Do you have to
big
supply your
box
own
stores.
poop? Or
You
does
have
it
seen
come-
this.
Yeah.
All right.
So, Mike, you said they're all real. You are correct.
Mike, you really know your poops.
And like Poopy Head, the game where number 2 always wins. So I think I might win because I might be in second place, right? Or am I still in last place? Oh,
No,
we
it's
have- we
tied.
have
It's
another game.
3-3-3. Final game. This will determine the winner.
that's
And if
it.
it's still a tie, I win.
Okay.
That's
I
how
got
that
it.
works,
Fine,
okay?
Fine.
Okay.
Which of these are real? Okay, so first we have Tail End, in which you're trying to build the longest Loch Ness monster. Then we have Tall Tales, although the Tales is spelled Tails. That's a game in which you tell far-fetched stories, but if caught, must grow out the tail. You make the tail longer. We have Tales Story. You are pets trying to dream and have your life different than other people. Then we have Tales and Tactics, which is a war game of sorts. Tales and Tactics, sorry.
So who has to choose first?
Well, Mike, you won the last round, so Melody.
I'm gonna say the first one isn't real.
Tail End.
Yeah.
All right, so we have Tail End, Tall Tales, Tale Story, and Tales and Tactics. Mike.
I think Tall Tales is not the real game.
All right, Mike says Tall Tales.
They're all fake.
Oh,
Z says all fake.
coming in like a ninja on the beach.
That's not a fake.
Here's Spears Tail End.
That's not what you said. Spears tail end. I own. You said tail end.
I would never buy this game based on this cover.
Well,
that is truly terrifying stuff.
yes. That's what? That's 1960s maybe.
Here's Tail's Story. Like you are taking the role of a pet. I think you're a human being pretending to be a pet in this
Unleash
game.
your inner pets. Okay.
And then Tales and Tactics, where apparently you're fighting with hot dogs.
Oh.
Tall Tales does not exist.
Oh,
Giving
I
Mike
have,
2 victories in a row.
I am clearly. I expect too much. I think is what it is.
Yeah, you have too much faith in humanity. So you
I
got to
think
leave that
that's
at the
it.
door.
I know.
All right, let's move on.
Poopy head.
Hi everyone, my name's Danielle from the YouTube channel Board Game Bakes. This week we're going to focus on the board game Mountains of Madness, produced by Yellow Games. And instead of making a specific component from the game, we're going to try and recreate the mountain, and hopefully we won't go mad by the time we're done. This is a very good bake to get started with because the cookie we're going to do is a Russian tea cake or snowball cookie, which are very easy to make. And we're just going to do a simple design that could probably be applied to a lot of different games. This is how you make them. I used a tablespoon cookie scoop and rolled them into balls in my hands. The goal is to have balls about 1 inch in diameter, and they should be placed 1 inch apart on the cookie sheet. If the cookies spread, it'll only be slightly at the base. Bake the cookies at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 10 to 12 minutes. The cookies should be set but not browned. These cookies are usually a little bit dry, so you definitely don't want to overcook them. Let the cookies cool long enough to avoid burning your fingers. While they're still warm, pick up the cookies and roll them in extra powdered sugar. Return them to the cooling rack to cool completely. Sometimes making something board game themed doesn't have to be technically difficult or flashy. I literally used the cookies to form a cookie mountain and sprinkled the whole mountain with powdered sugar. However, there's a lot of room to be creative, so it's not just a pile of cookies. I may have stolen some Dungeon & Dragon minis to be the adventurers on their treacherous journey. I also used some cardstock to create a Mountains of Madness scene to display the perilous situation of the players. I may have had a little too much fun channeling my inner child, but it was fun, and that's what baking should be all about. Thanks for watching this quick overview for how to make your own Mountains of Madness snowball cookies. You could choose to just leave them as plain cookies or decorate them with various D&D miniatures to your heart's content. If you want to see the full recipe and how to make the cookies, find my channel Board Game Bakes and please hit subscribe. Keep playing games and keep them sweet. Bye!
Hi, everybody.
Hello, we are Ryan and Bethany.
From Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews.
And today we're going to be talking about Tavern Masters. But before we do that, we're going to talk about what we're trying to do to achieve better health.
All right, so I am a runner. I love running, but I live in the Midwest. What that means is that during the winter, if I don't want to lose any of the stamina that I built up, I have to move to running indoors, which I don't like, but at least I can maintain that carrying on. So sometimes you just got to move it indoors when you live in precarious places like the Midwest.
All right, well, there you go. All right, so in Tavern Masters, every player is in charge of a tavern. You're trying to attract customers to come in and spend money at your tavern. But it's not just any, normal tavern. This is, in a magical world where there's pirates and mages and wizards and whatever else going on. So adds a nice, cool thematic element. One
of the fun things about this game, at least one of the things that I like, is at the end of it, our points are really close to each other. Every game is really tight. And it doesn't overstay its welcome. It ramps up pretty fast and then it ends, and it's a good time frame.
I really like how this has kind of an economic nature to it. So you are attracting customers. They're going to spend money at your tavern. You've got to use that money to buy more stuff to attract more customers in. I've played other games that have a similar theming to this. In that kind of that magical tavern kind of setting, and kind of hated them. So I was very precarious with this game. Ended up loving it because of the kind of the economic part of it.
Yeah, I think that if you or anybody are really big RPGers, I think that you would definitely like this game.
All right, well, that is our thoughts on Tavern Masters. If you want to see our full review, be sure to check out our YouTube page at Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews, and we are on Facebook as well.
All right, well, this is Ryan. I'm Bethany, encouraging you to have a happy, healthy breakfast. Bye, guys.
Bye.
What's up, everyone? My name is Melissa McCack, and this is Smashing Buttons and Slamming Cards. This is a segment where I talk about a video game I love, and I connect it to a board game I love. And this week, I want to talk about Overwatch. Overwatch is a first-person shooter video game where you pick your character, and they have their own set of special abilities, and you're running around the map trying to gain, sort of energy in order to unlock your ultimate ability. And you're completing certain objectives where maybe you're pushing along the payload or you're having some sort of area control sort of thing. It's a team versus team game, and my connection is Funkoverse. Funkoverse isn't, I guess you could play team versus team, but I think it works best as a two-player game. In Funkoverse, you have different Funko Pop figures with their own set of special abilities, and there's different objectives to complete. Again, there's something like area control or something like team deathmatch and things like that. So it kind of gives that video game flair to it, or that vibe, and I don't know, I feel the FPS nature in this game. So that's my pick for the week. Thank you so much for watching. You can check out mine and my brother's podcast called Room 51. I'll see you next time.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to 20 Questions. I am here playing with Mr. Vassal. Today he is...
Farmer Vassal.
Okay. Farmer Vassal, and he's got his tokens here. Again, these are all going to be a 20-question format in which he is trying to figure out a game. It is a game. And I have here the information from that game. And you, however, have to give him the questions he may ask. Yes, no questions. He cannot ask me anything of his own volition. So he can only read comments of questions you're posting, and he can choose what he wants to ask. Same as last time, these tokens have on the other side possibly a 5. That would be good. I give you a random letter from the answer, or a -1, which means I pull another token. You can flip them or not flip them. That's up to you after you ask.
Okay.
So, I'm going to.
We are
bring
2-0
up-
on this, by the way, people.
Yeah, you keep winning, so it might be slightly harder. And by might, I mean.
I'm hoping the first letter is Y and the last letter is S. East.
Oh, geez, yeah, that's right. That's another rock.
I'm looking, or G and O. I'm looking for a
yes.
two-letter game.
All right, so let me know when you are ready there.
Oh, that's right. Start giving me questions, everybody, and I can ask. Someone says, I'm not asking. Someone says, is it Rob?
You can ask.
Oh, so people said, so we could decide that Tom should lose. It's you and me together.
Yeah, I'm playing against the audience here. He's merely a vessel, a strangely hatted vessel.
Okay, no, I can't ask that, Chad, because that's okay. All right, I'll start with Michael's question here. All right, so boom. Is it a two-player only? Do I flip it over after or before?
After.
Okay, is it a two-player only game?
No. You want to flip it?
Yeah, why not?
Well, you tell me when to stop flipping.
Flip.
Okay, that's nothing.
Okay, so it's not a two-player only game.
It's not.
All right. That helps. Alrighty, Ralph says, does the game have dice?
No. Hey, look at that.
I got a letter,
You get a free letter.
Probably an E.
Here we go with a free letter.
Q or J. QJX.
A.
I'm going to write that down.
Write that down. All right.
Okay.
You've asked 2 questions and you already have a letter, and you know it's not a 2-player game.
I'll ask from the Schleppo.
Oh, the Schleppo is a dangerous person.
Is it older than 2 years?
Yes.
I'm not flipping it.
Okay.
Just to be different.
All right, no problem.
I had a feeling about that chip. Let's see here. Okay, Larry Coker says, does it have a board?
Yes.
Flip it.
Okay, that's a nothing.
Oh, Michael Cicilani. Okay, never mind. Michael says, has it had more than one edition?
Yes.
All right, flip it. Oh, I may not flip anymore. All right. Alrighty. Oh, I don't know if Z has time to look this one up, but I'm going to ask it
Go ahead.
anyway. Scott says, is the game in the Dice Tower library?
Probably not.
I will accept that. All right.
Want to flip it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have to say,
You're
folks.
clearing all the
by the
ones
way, in
out.
case, yeah, there's 4 ones. There's 10 ones total.
There are 10 ones and 5 goods and 5 bad things.
Got it. It's not in the Dice Tower library. Now that really.
I don't know for sure, but it's likely not.
All right, so that takes out about 1,500 games, unfortunately. All the games that people would know and love. Okay. So we know it is a board. We know it doesn't have dice, and it's not 2-player only, and it came out more than 2 years ago, right?
Yes, that's all you've asked, yes.
Okay. I'm not asking, are there vampires? All right, Trevin, I'll ask that. I don't think it will help, though. Is it cooperative?
It is not.
I'm not flipping that one. I had to think it wasn't cooperative because if it's cooperative, the chance of it being in Dice Tower library is pretty high. Does it involve poop? No. Kabuki Kid, is it smaller than a Ticket to Ride sized box? So I'll be very specific. It cannot be equal. It's smaller than.
It is smaller than.
I will flip that one. Oh, noes! All right, we still got A lot of
got
questions.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 questions. Is that right?
Yeah. Okay, we got plenty of time.
So it's smaller than Ticket to Ride, not only 2 players, older than 2 years.
Does it feature a ninja on the beach?
Are they perhaps partaking in some sort of tomfoolery?
All right. Okay, I'll ask this one from Jose. Was it kickstarted?
No.
I will not flip that one.
All right.
I'm not flipping a few just to keep things.
That's fine. You're good.
Let's see here. Wow, that's not really. It's not cooperative. It's not kickstarted. Okay, Violent Frog. Is the theme in Europe?
No.
All right, I'll flip it. Oh, man. I need to stop flipping them. It has an A in it. All right. So the way that Z paused there means that the theme is not necessarily tied to a geographical area.
Correct.
So, okay. I'll ask a second question from Michael, mostly because I mispronounced his last name. Do you know if I like this game?
Let's find out.
There's a lot of ratings per game. Actually, probably a better question would be had I reviewed this game, although that doesn't necessarily narrow things down a lot.
Here's what you wrote. I'll give you some of it. You rate this a 5.5.
Ooh.
I'll enjoy this, but never suggest it.
Oh my, that's so many games.
The theme is great. The components are stellar. Blanky, blank, 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 blank. Just a way to whittle away time.
Okay, so here's some information.
This is your final question here, right? Did you want to flip it?
No. Here's some information we now have. If Z was able to read a comment of mine, then it is a much older than 2 years old game. It is probably 10 years or older because I stopped writing comments a long time ago on games. Also, that does not mean stellar components mean stellar components anymore because they've gone up some more. And has an A in it. All right, Charles, it's a good one.
I gave you some more other hints in there, like the theme hint and things
I know.
like that.
Are there any expansions?
No.
I will flip it for the last time. Go. Yes, give me another letter.
All right, you are getting one more something from the title.
If I ranked it 5.5, though, that means I don't like it now for sure. I must have dropped the rating.
B.
Oh, fine. What's the next one? C. Well, that took out my one answer that I had in my head, so.
Okay, you've got 6 questions left. Possibly, more.
No, Gator Dave, it can't be the one I threw in the trash. That's Hawaii, and there's no B in it. Man, let me see here. I have a good question in my head. Oh, actually, Trevor just asked it. Great. Is it a single word title?
Yes.
Okay, good. That was.
You want to flip this?
No, I said I wasn't flipping anymore. Because there's still 3 bad ones in there. Possibly.
Possibly, whatever this took.
They could have been pulled out, but still, a bad one is a bad one. No, I wouldn't have said that about that. Okay, I'll say some of the answers. Someone said Bonanza, but I don't think I would have said Bonanza as a way to pass time, and I wouldn't have said stellar components. Babel, I would have said something about it was mean and interactive on that one. Queen's Gambit, no, I wouldn't get that at 5.5. Balderdash, no, it wouldn't be Balderdash. I wouldn't have said that about Balderdash. Just because it has a B in it doesn't mean it starts with a B, people, by the way. Let's see here. All right, Brett, I guess we'll ask that. Does the title have more than 6 letters? Okay. That means 7 or more. So, yeah, so 7 or more letters.
No.
So it's a short, it's 6 or less letters, one word. Man, this one's down to the wire here, folks. I'm a little nervous about this. So, yeah, Alhambra I like a lot, so I do like that. My opinion on it, we need to do that one more often in the future ones. I think we shouldn't ask any more questions about is letters in it or letters. That gets kind of iffy. There is a board in the game. Is it Ba?
Ab, the game.
No, folks, it can't be Abyss because I really like Abyss. Also, like I said, this is an older game. Oh, that's interesting. I'm afraid to start guessing. I'm afraid to guess
I'll
actual
tell you what
games.
I'm going to do. If you run out of questions, I'll let you make a guess on a game at the end after you're out of questions.
Oh, okay. Sure. Alrighty. Party game, I wouldn't have said anything about components. Okay, I'll ask Michael's question. That's the third one from Michael. Thanks for being here. Does it use tiles or block pieces?
Or what?
Block pieces.
Block pieces?
Like, that are shaped like blocks. Think blocus, like tiles, something like
It
that.
uses tiles. I'll tell you that.
Nah, it can't be Woolly Bully because there's no A in it. Anyway, I can't even say it.
How many questions are you down to? 3? All right.
Down to 3. Yeah, this is tough. It's tough.
So again, you know it's multiplayer, not co-op, no expansion, older.
No dice. Not 2-player only.
Tiles, no dice.
I need some questions here, folks. People are... Settlers of Baton. Come on! Give me a question I could use!
Are you down to 3? Okay, 3.
Carcassonne. No, it can't be Karuba because Karuba came out too recently. So it can't be that. Well, I'm just going to ask an older question since I'm just getting a bunch of silly stuff now. And, okay, how about that? What's that? Is it mass market?
No.
Okay, it is not mass market. I'll ask Gary this question. Does it use money?
I think so.
All right.
No. No, there's no money.
Last one. Is it food themed?
Yes.
All right. I will then ask a question, but I can only ask one that was asked by somebody here. So
No, you can ask.
well, this is
What
a
did
good.
I say? You can make. Are you out?
This is a good one. Amanda
Okay.
says wasabi. Woo! That's
Are
it.
you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Where is it? I don't see it. Oh, jeez. Come on. Next time I'll get you.
Let me see these ones I didn't do.
Pilgrim Dumb.
Oh man, no.
You threw away a ton of the 5s.
Did I? Well, whatever.
Yeah,
But I also
here.
threw away a ton of the negative ones.
You did.
Oh, they were at the
All
end.
right, you know what? Man,
That was close though.
that was extremely close. Unfair
That's weird.
even.
I would not have. I'll tell you what though. I would not have got that from my comment. I mean, wasabi.
I do like telling you your comment. I might do it in the future even just if I see you're in trouble. You
My
know what I
comment
mean?
is super. Wow.
But again, it might not have one.
Sam really liked wasabi. I remember that. I think I'm right though. It's a nice component game, and I would play it to pass the time. I think I might rank it a 6 though. 5.5 seems low for me.
You gotta
on that
fix
one.
it.
Alrighty. Oh, let's go to more contributors.
All right, good job, everybody.
No.
Mom, what are you doing?
No. I'm looking through this book to see if I can find a record your father can break.
A record he can break? He doesn't do anything.
You're kidding me. He's had the same look for the past 52 years.
While my mother's figuring that out, welcome back to Retro Board Game Corner. Here I have the Guinness Book of World Records game, published in 1980 by Parker Brothers. This is a 2 to 4 player game in which you're trying to break a bunch of records. Let me set this up and show you how it works. At the beginning of the game, everybody's going to pick a different color pawn and start it here on the start space. You're going to take a regular white sheet of paper and put it here to record who has the record in each particular category. The board is divided into 22 squares, and each square has their own record card. On every turn, you'll roll 2 6-sided dice and move the difference. So 6 minus 3 is 3, so you'll just move 3 spaces. When you land on the space, you will look at the record sheet to see if somebody has set the record. If nobody has, you will do it. If somebody has set the record, then you will try to break the record. On records that say that you need the longest, you're going to flick this disc up against the rubber band and it's going to bounce back and you're trying to get the highest number. On records that say the shortest, again, you'll flick the disc, but you're trying to get the lowest amount. On records that say that you need the highest, again, you're going to flick the disc to try to get the highest number. You will get 3 tries to do that. On spaces that make you roll dice, you're just going to follow whatever it says on the board. The object of the game is to try to get 5 record cards and then make it all the way here to the end before your opponents.
No.
The Guinness World Record book has been around since 1955 and is still being published today. So maybe someday there will be a record for somebody with lack of facial expression.
You mean they don't have one already? Then what am I looking at this book for then?
If you have a comment below, or you can tweet them to me at RetroBoardGamer. And as always, may your rolls be high.
Hi, it's Tarrant.
And Stella. Today we're going to show you a game that feels a little bit like Splendor. So if you like Splendor and wants a little bit something more complicated, take a look at this one.
It is Masters of Renaissance, the Lorenzo El Magnifico card game. So like the original Lorenzo El Magnifico, you are attempting to get your influence through the nobility and the clergy in
Florence.
And it cuts back on some of the mechanisms that were in the base game. So you're really limited to, you're buying cards and you're moving up on the faith track.
Yeah.
You're doing that by getting resources from the market, which you've got limited storage for.
It's so cool, the marbles.
Yep, little marbles that you'll push around that make the market change.
Yep.
And then you'll run it through your production steps in order to both increase your storage and produce the goods you need.
What I found really interesting in the game is that when it's the influence track, the faith track, at the top. So when someone reaches certain points, a scoring tile revealed. And if you are in the area, you get that point as well. But if you don't, you miss out. That's actually the main interactions of the game. Well, besides grabbing the cards first before your opponents.
Yeah. It played very well as a 2-player game. It was a quick little duel. There's enough to watch for what your opponent's doing to make some interesting tactical decisions.
I was able to build my engines so that each requirements of goods can actually go to the next one and the next one. Yeah, really nice game. So take a look at that if you like. And we are Maple University and also on the Dice Tower How to Play videos. So check us out there and see you later.
Yeah.
You need to slide in just a little bit, I think. There you go. Hello, everyone. We're back on.
I'm looking of ways to make my game harder. How does 15 questions
I got
sound?
on the last question.
What do you think? 15 questions?
No, it was hard as it was. I could have easily guessed something different.
How about 21 answers?
Getting the B helped.
Questions.
Getting the B helped a lot.
Yes.
Had you given me like the A and the I?
Actually, one of the characters in my spinning wheel was the exclamation mark.
Ooh.
I had wasabi exclamation mark.
Nice. Alrighty, folks. Well, thanks so much for coming and joining us for Board Game Breakfast. We do this every Thursday when we're in town anyway.
Yes.
So a lot of Thursdays, and of course we do our sister show Monday mornings. You can see Board Game Breakfast pre-recorded. We'll be back later today for the 4th installment in the top 100 games of all time at 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
That's right.
We'll see you then. Don't forget our Kickstarter. Thanks to everyone who supports our show. Until next time, I'm Tom Vassell.
I am Z Garcia. Thank you.
Have fun gaming.